Welcome to the garage update. A little bit different. Shop tour, blah, 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 whatever you want to call it. I feel like I've never, maybe I have in the past, kind of shown you my setup. But today I figured I'd go over a quick brief, what I plan on doing, because it's midsummer now. I have some plans in store for the shop before winter time and some of the other things. First off, obviously, I still got all of my cars. As you can see, go this way with it. You got Corvette. Everyone knows that car. Been very good for the channel. Been a great thing. I also have some more content coming for that soon. That is getting some performance parts finally. About time. Also, I got to do some headlight work to it, and I still got the wiper switch that I'm still trying to track down, thanks to everyone. My Silverado, my trusty daily driver, which I just found out that the frame is not doing too hot on that. So that may be something I look into for the channel here soon. Yeah, the wonderful part of Ohio is when every vehicle you own turns into a rust bucket by 200,000 miles, if you make it to 200,000. Welcome to Ohio. That's why we love PB Blaster. It's my favorite thing. I got hats for it and everything. And then, of course, next to that is another prime example of Ohio. That's a C2069. You guys have seen that on the channel. It's been a very long time. It's a project that is put on hold constantly whenever I am busy and whenever things just aren't getting done. That is still in the plans. My bed's there that I picked up from West Virginia. So obviously those aren't going anywhere. There's some other small stuff. Obviously ATV is still here. I don't put that in the channel though. So the garage, the shop, right? Obviously it's nothing special. I have my lift, my 2-post Race Tools Direct lift that I love. This thing's been great. I picked up on a steal I think it was last Black Friday I bought it. Or no, the previous one. I don't know which one. Picked it up in Indiana. This thing is a trooper. I love this thing. And it's the best thing I've bought. I've always worked on my cars on just regular floor jacks or ramps, and this is an amazing thing. So if you can have a space for a lift, I highly recommend it. This isn't the only style lift. Obviously, there's different styles. 4-posts, or the wheel-on ones where you drive on. It's more like alignment racks do that kind of stuff too. I'm not a big drive-on lift. Storage racks are great for that. But 2-post is what I went with. If you don't know anything about my shop, so it's hard for me to see, but I only have 10-foot ceilings. So what I ended up doing is I actually modified my roof trusses. Yes, I know how to do that. It's not going to fall down. I have done this work for many years and also know a lot of people. So it hasn't fallen down yet. But I modified my roof trusses so whenever I put my truck bed in it, or truck, my truck cab actually goes up into the rafters. It's really cool. So I can get full max height out of my lift. If I didn't do that, I wouldn't be able to get my vehicle, especially my truck, all the way up. Corvette, no problem. Small SUVs, like little like crossovers, they fit up there too, so I can go max height. But for my pickup truck, I didn't want to be able to lift it and only be able to, do the squat under the truck. So this enabled me to actually put it fully up there. So that was a little bit of a cool trick I did. Instead of raising the entire roof, which people do on barns like this a lot, that's what I ended up doing. So that's how my lift is done. My floors were poured about 2 years ago. When I bought this, it was a wood floor, which is wild. I ripped out all the wood floor and re-poured super thick. I did extra thick on the concrete, high strength. To account for the fact that the lift was going in, and underneath the lift, which isn't a requirement, but it was something that I really wanted to do. I like to overkill it. So I poured 24-inch by 24-inch by 18-inch deep footers beneath my lift to help with the weight of everything, so that way over time it doesn't sink or settle or crack as much. I've been going, I think, 2 years on my floors, not a single crack, which is great, especially the way my my property floods like crazy. So being able to do a little extra thick to try to help with the cracking from the water constantly sitting around it was another thing. I don't have great drainage here or anything like that. So that is also something that I'm glad I put into account. I actually poured this floor when I was on vacation, so there is some mess ups. The guy who did it messed up my door. So I don't know why. They told me they poured it and it was drying, and so you're supposed to kind of notch underneath the door so the water doesn't go into the barn. Unfortunately, with mine, they for some reason didn't do it properly. So that's the only downside of my concrete. It's something that I wish they would have did that differently. Other than that, they did a great job. They burnt down the finish, which is something new to me. This has been 2 years. He states I never have to seal it. I haven't had any issues yet, but I do plan on sealing it because I want to do something a little different with it. And just for longevity, I've always sealed it. Maybe you guys have other thoughts on that. So that's the main thing. I have obviously my tools. I've reorganized a million times. I got my beautiful Lucky Day sign. That came off of a shopping center I was doing work on, some sprinkler work. And they were thrown away from an old tenant, and I said, I'm taking that home. It's going in my barn. So that is like the eternal light. Eventually, I like to kind of line the wall with a bunch of the cool lights like that. That's on the goal too. So I also added the drywall up here. So with that, obviously this is the barn. I live in Ohio. It gets cold. Currently, I rely on turbo heaters. The game plan, what am I doing to it? Let's get to that part of it. This winter, before, I plan on blowing in my insulation up here to help with the heat rising and stopping there. I do have R38 in my rafters already where I did the modified trusses. So that is already accounted for, so I can blow in the rest and have a fully insulated ceiling. That leaves me with the walls. Unfortunately for now, the walls probably won't be insulated, so it's not going to help too much in the winter. But at least their ceiling is done. Eventually, I would like to do a two-step where it's metal and drywall above that, so the metal can be there. I can still pressure wash my floor without ruining the drywall and getting water over it. That's down the line more. But for now, for this winter, blow in insulation in the ceiling, and ideally, I'm replacing that door because that door is junk. The other one's brand new. Organize a little more, maybe move my C20 parts bin over there and the one Corvette wing that I have. That's also something I would like to take care of eventually. So that's the general, shop tour. I did upgrade. I bought a nice US General off someone. So that's all nice and fit. It's a little dirty. I got my Corvette parts stocking up on it right there. And then obviously I've come a long way in organization. So I had everything laid out a little bit nicer. And the other thing that I did buy, which now I feel like a professional, is I did purchase all these lovely Icon wrenches on their sale lately. So now I have every wrench that you need, pretty much every wrench. You never have every tool that you need. But I do have Icon tools now, which is cool for me. I've always wanted a fancy tool set. So I do have that as well. And the last major plan eventually for this barn is this wall here. I will eventually be hopefully bumping it out so I can actually do 2 cars wide. My Corvette will fit in this pocket for winter storage. But to be able to work on the C20 and other projects in the future, because I do have other plans for another car, I want to be able to bump this wall out. I'm going to redo the roof pitch on that side so I can still have 9-foot ceilings over there. And then actually have a separate work bay for one car here and then the lift here. And then add another garage door in the front of it. So that way I can work side by side on cars instead of right now how I have to do it is pull one in, pull one out, pull one in, pull one out. Having the ability to work on 2 cars in the undercover would be a great thing instead of having to always wheel it in and out. So that's my shop. I don't think I've ever gone over that. There's more, obviously, I could go over in the fine details, different tools, things like that I have. But generally, this was a dream shop of mine. I mean, as a kid working on cars, I always wanted a place like this where I can work on something to be, you know, having to lift and having the full setup. It's a great thing. I mean, this was a dream that I achieved. I was lucky enough to have done this, and I really hope to expand it to be able to do more because I plan on staying here for a long time. But this is, it's a wild thing because, you know, you grow up always wanting stuff like this, and to actually have it is so amazing, and you don't understand how awesome it is to be able to kind of live out your dream and have the lift like I've always wanted. So again, if you have any questions about anything, maybe you want to look into the Race Tools Direct lift, let me know. I can give you any input I have on it. Other than that, it's a great lift. I do have some other cool things. I do have a snap-on tool. One snap-on tool. Yeah, that's right. I didn't buy it though. Rico hooked me up with this awesome, I don't know what I guess a utility stand. This thing's great. I use this all the time. You've seen it in videos. Highly recommend, if you own a lift, getting a under hoist utility stand is what they're called. This thing is a lifesaver. The Snap-on one's cool because it has, I guess he was telling me, you can lift it and lower it by these springs. But yeah, if you have a lift, I highly recommend a under hoist utility stand. It's a lifesaver when working underneath cars on a lift, or if you just don't feel comfortable, you know, maybe there's a lot of weight and it's a little bouncy, you can use this almost kind of just to prop it a little bit and support something. I used it on my transmission a lot. That helped with my transmission removal. You saw it in that video. But other than that, that's my shop. That's where I'm at. And other than that, the videos, guys, I appreciate all the feedback, all the support. It's crazy to me that my original Corvette build video has over 6,000 views now. That is wild. I never expected a video to have over 6,000 views this early. I average like 300 views on videos, which is also crazy. Getting close to 450 on the subs, also a wild thing to me. I appreciate everything and all the support. Until next time, when I hopefully have some performance parts for the Corvette. Thanks for watching. See y'all.